Your most important conversations are the ones you have with yourself. When no one's watching, when the noise quiets, when it's just you and your thoughts, that's when you decide. Will you believe their doubt? Will you accept your excuses? Will you tell yourself you're not good enough? Or will you tell yourself a different story? One where you become who you know you can be. Talk to yourself like it matters, because it does.
Whenever you try to do something out of the ordinary, people will line up to tell you that you can't do it, why you can't do it, that you'll lose your time, you'll lose your money, that you will in effect die in the desert. Even people who should know better will try to discourage you. To achieve anything greater worthwhile, you must train yourself to rise above these people, ignoring them and pressing on towards your goal regardless.
Don't listen to anyone. Everybody's full of shit. Nobody knows you or what you're capable of doing. And here's the reality. The hardest thing in life is figuring out who you are and what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's a big decision. And once you figure that out, you wake up every day and you work toward it. That's what you do. It's impossible for you to fail if you know who you are, what you want to do, and you wake up every day and work toward it.
So you made some mistakes. And you look at all the mistakes you made and they compound over time. And sometimes you just think, man, I wish I could start again. Well, you can. You get a chance to start again every single day.
There's things inside of us that we don't want to confront. Insecurities, weaknesses, past events that we wish didn't happen, or worries about the future that we just simply don't want to sit with. That voice in our head tells us, yeah, we can confront these things, but it's going to take so long to work them out, and we don't know the best course of action, and we're probably not going to succeed anyways, and so you never do. But that's evil that's winning. The spiritual war is constantly taking place within us. And if we listen to these negative voices, we're never going to break that cycle of stagnation. We're never going to make the decision to prioritize ourselves. And the harsh reality is a lot of people never do.
For the few people who were like me and felt like everyone told them there was something wrong with them, you are different, and that's okay. If you're okay with that, then it unleashes this whole new realm of possibility of being able to do what you want. He should build a family. He should have kids. He should have gotten married earlier. He should have married someone different. He shouldn't work this way. According to what?
If you see obstacles, you'll stop. If you see opportunities, you'll move. Your attitude decides which version you get. Because you don't rise when life gets easier. You rise when your thinking gets stronger. Change your mind, change your life.
There is no way out. No one gets out alive. Death is part of life, like the contrast between the darkness and the light. Without death, there is no life. And the people that I have lost, they taught me that. They taught me how precious life is, how blessed we are to have every day. To learn, to grow, to laugh, to live, to live. To live every day with purpose and passion, to wake up in the morning and be thankful. Thankful for that morning, thankful for that opportunity to go into the world and live.
You can do what you put your mind to. And if you continue to put your mind to it, the game opens up new levels. In each new level that gets opened up, you're able to adapt a different mindset and a different approach. You can stop at that level, or you can go, I want more levels. I want more fucking levels.
There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
A lot of people just showing up in life. A lot of people just get up in the morning and they go through the day and they go to the job just to pull a check down, watching the clock coming in. So you want to be a different kind of person as you forward your life. You want to get something out of this. If you're going to do it, it's worth your time, your energy. You've got some expectations from this. I do not let people waste my time.
Say this, the most driven individuals, they live a life for many years and certain times without balance. Everybody strives for balance, balance, balance. So if you say something that was missing, but it was actually a gift, was is lack of balance. You can't be the best at something and try to balance everything else around your life. There is going to be times where things are going to be out of balance.
If you configure your life so that what you are genuinely doing is aiming at the highest possible good, then the things that you need to survive and to thrive on a day-to-day basis will deliver themselves to you. If you dare to do the most difficult thing that you can conceptualize, your life will work out better than it will if you do anything else. There's no better pathway to self-realization and the ennoblement of being than to posit the highest good that you can conceive of and commit yourself to it. And then you might also ask yourself, and this is definitely worth asking, is do you really have anything better to do? And if you don't, well, why would you do anything else? If everything that you're doing every day is related to the highest possible aim that you can conceptualize, well, that's the very definition of the meaning that would sustain you in your life. Well, all hell's about to break loose and chaos is coming. It's like when that's happening in your life, you might want to be doing something that you regard as truly worthwhile. Because that's what will keep you afloat when everything is flooded. And you don't want to wait until the flood comes to start doing that, because if your ark's half built and you don't know how to captain it, the probability is very high that you'll drown.
Known hills are preferable to strange heavers because it's familiar. See, life is rough, ladies and gentlemen. It's rough and it's scary. It's scary growing. It's scary taking a chance. It's scary acting on your intuition, on your guts. It's scary. It's frightening. And they're immobilized by fear.
We are taken apart slowly, convinced to take an easier path, enticed by comfort. Most of us aren't defeated in one decisive battle. We are defeated one tiny, seemingly insignificant surrender at a time that chips away at who we should really be. It isn't that you wake up one day and decide, that's it, I'm going to be weak. No. It is a slow, incremental process. It chips away at our will. It chips away at our discipline. You sleep in a little later. We miss a workout, then another. And without realizing it, one day you wake up and you become something that you never would have allowed. Instead of strong, you are weak. You have to be on guard. You have to hold the line on the seemingly insignificant little things. Things that shouldn't matter, but things that do.
What you gotta do to get the life that God wants you to have, you gotta put more air in your bucket. You got to blow your bubble up. Expand yourself. Take yourself out your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure.
don't go through life feeling like you're powerless. Victims are people that are powerless. You're not powerless. You are powerful. You direct the power in your life. Whatever your life is right now, it is a duplication of your consciousness. If you could have what you needed and wanted, what would that be? And that's a meditative question. You don't want to force an answer out of yourself. You want to ask yourself that like you would ask someone else. If I could have what I wanted, what would that look like? If I could have the relationship that I needed and wanted, if I could have the friendships, if I could have the job or career, if I could have the educational pathway, if I took care of myself properly, if I regulated my susceptibility to temptations, what would that look like if it was optimized? And then that sets you up a goal that has some motivational force. This is worth doing. The next goal is to take your goal and to fragment it into micro goals until you find a micro goal that's small enough that it still presents some challenge that you will do.
Most people overestimate what they're going to do in a year, and they underestimate they'll do in a decade. And I know a decade sounds like a long time, but how many can remember where you were a decade ago and realize the time has gone like this? And our whole world's accelerating. So a decade will go down before you even know it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? And you want to make sure when you arrive at the end of that decade, you're a different universe than when you started. So in the short term, it may go up and down, but the long term, it's explosive.
So as you begin to look toward making this your decade, as you begin to look toward making your life different, as you begin to look at yourself, you've got to redefine yourself. Who are you right now? And who must you become in order to create what you want? What has to change about you? As you begin to look toward the future and take inventory of yourself, what is it about you right now that you've got to leave this behind because this no longer fits? Looking at where you want to go and the kind of person that you must become, the kind of standards that you have for you. What is it that you must do differently?
No matter what's going on in your life is not permanent. Everything is going to change. So there's two things you can do with change. You can react to it or you can participate in it.
I want to tell you something else, and I want to make this clear. Don't just listen. Don't just listen. Do. I'm not just talking. So you know, I'm not just talking. I'm doing. And I don't want you to just listen. Put this information to work. Make today count. Every day. Go forward. Get aggressive and attack, whether it's on the battlefield or on the beat or in the factory or on the farm or on the construction site or on the website, in the garage or in the firehouse. Don't hesitate.
We all get what we tolerate in ourselves and other people. But when you're no longer willing to tolerate something, that's when your life changes. The difference in people is their standards, period.
Commit means to make it happen no matter what. See, when you make a commitment, I'm going to become wealthy, when you make it important, when you decide I'm going to do it no matter what, life changes for you. See, most people don't keep their commitments to their commitments. That's why they lead lives of poverty, lives of misery, lives of unhappiness.
no matter what you face, no matter how bad it is going to be, when there is a challenge, anything that you're facing, the only way to overcome the challenges that you face is to start walking.
I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income. Your life comes down to your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you will change everything.
Oh, you ask yourself a question. If I could have what I needed and wanted, what would that look like? You'll get a dream, you'll get a vision, and it comes to you. That's the most accurate way of describing it. It makes itself manifest in the theater of your imagination. It's a rather frightening question to find out, to allow yourself to ask yourself what it is that you really need and want.
This is not about abstaining from life. Ooh, it's the opposite. It's about going all in and really engaging and really living and really experiencing and tasting and smelling and eating and loving and we're here for that. We're here for all of that. So you create the experience, and then when it gets predictable or it gets boring, let's change it up. Let's create another one. And then how far can you go with that? It just goes on.
A lot of folk won't let you forget what you used to do or what you have done, what mistakes you've made. All of us have made some mistakes in life. All of us have done some things that if we had them to do over again, we wouldn't do it again. A lot of things that if I had it to do over again, if I knew then what I know now, I would have done it differently. Well, it didn't happen that way. Oh, you don't want me to live that down, huh? You want to keep on putting that in my face about what I did. Guess what? I'm not interested. That's what I did then. Won't do it today.
Who am I? What have I learned? What have I created? What forward progress have I made? Who have I helped? What am I doing to improve myself today to get better, faster, stronger, healthier, smarter? Is this what I want to be? This? Is this all I've got? Is this everything I can give? Is this going to be my life?
Everything that's happening to you is God is processing. Every difficult moment you're having, He just processing. That's all He doing. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. And if you need to be tough when you get to where you're going, then He gonna toughen you. If you gotta be more caring along the way, He gonna let you have some trials come your way that's gonna have to produce that in you.
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeats, or other disasters? I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations, summed up in one word: good. That when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that will come from it. Didn't get the job you wanted? Good. Go out, gain more experience, build a better resume. Got injured? Good. Needed a break from training. Got beat? Good. We learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have an opportunity to figure out a solution.
Most people in life quit before the candy comes out. They quit before the candy comes out of their business, their body, their relationships, not knowing they're much closer to the dream than they think they are, but the progress is invisible. You gotta keep hitting that pinata in your life. Keep taking swings, one more swing, one more swing, one more swing, knowing you're making invisible progress. Remember when I said you're neglecting your kids? When you're not chasing your dreams and your potential? You're actually neglecting you. You're neglecting your spirit. You're neglecting your soul. You're neglecting the very reason you were born. Nothing makes me than to see someone chasing their potential, chasing that happiness, chasing that bliss. I don't care if a candy's come out yet. I care that you swing.
When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out, don't get startled, don't get frustrated. No. Just look at the issue and say, good.
When you raise your hand and say, this is my income, this is my dream, this is my goal, when you raise your hand and say, this is it, don't you understand that you need to operate at least 1 year to make that become a reality? You can't get to that dream on 70. You can't get to that dream on 60. You can't get to that dream waking up at 6 or 7 o'clock.
Because the truth is, y'all, like, I don't care how great life is for you. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care what kind of job you have. You know, I don't care what race you are. The thing that brings us all together is not always success, right? It's not success, it's struggle. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're going through this human experience, you're gonna experience struggle. You're gonna experience hard times. You're gonna experience setback. You're gonna experience loss. You're gonna experience depression. Just as well as we have our ups, we're gonna have our downs. And so when I'm going through these moments, I love to disconnect. And I disconnect from the world. Because some of us, we're so connected to everything that we haven't connected to our soul. We haven't connected to our peace because we're so connected to requests. We're so connected to comparing our life. We're so connected to all these outside things that we ignore our internal soul.
You constantly remind yourself, after every defeat, after every setback, every time you get knocked down, I've got a saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. See, a lot of people, because of failure, they stop believing. Let me share something with you. You will fail your way to success. Yes. You will fail your way to success. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dime in the bank. You will fail your way to success.
It's so often the easy path that calls to us, to be weak for that moment, to break down for that moment. Accept reality, but focus on the solution. Take that issue, take that setback, take that problem and turn it into something good. Go forward. And finally, if you can say the word good, then guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, that means you've still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
And there are going to be plenty of times in your life when you're not happy. There might be years. And so it's a shallow boat in a very rough ocean. And it's based upon a misconceptualization. Happiness is something that descends upon you. Everyone knows that. You know, it comes upon you suddenly. And then you should be grateful for it, because there's plenty of suffering. And if you happen to be happy, well, wonderful. Enjoy it. Be grateful for it.
That you will fail your way to greatness. That most people allow their fear of failure, 80%, allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. When you're willing to fail again and again and again, when you make up your mind to become unstoppable, when you make up your mind to become a no matter what person, then that will then give birth to a part of yourself that you don't know right now.
It's time. I mean, it's absolutely time. It's your time, and it's your turn. You see, you've waited and sat behind people. You've had examples. Your mother and father, they were examples. They did it, and you can do it. You didn't just inherit a last name, you inherited an example of what you could be and what you can do. And if you didn't have them in your life, then that's still a challenge for you to overcome. And if you've been given that challenge, you have the shoulders wide enough, strong enough to handle it, because God would never put more on you than what you could handle, what you could bear. You are more than what you appear to be.
So another year has come and gone, and a lot of us are in this fucking place we were last year. What the fuck are you waiting on? We sleep 1/3 of our lives, and we think we can take days off. We think we have the right to sit back and give ourselves options on which way we're gonna go in life. Am I gonna run today? Am I gonna work out today? Well, it's Christmas. It's New Year's. It's my birthday. Do you think time gives a that it's Christmas, that it's New Year's, that it's your birthday? You're giving yourself two fucking options. Let me tell you one thing. Time is running out. You keep on sitting around wondering what the fuck you want to do. You're just gonna run out of time. So make sure you do one thing. Stop following the fucking crowd. They may take time off, but you can't afford to.
Ask yourself this question before any action or any inaction. Ask yourself this question. What I am doing, what I am about to do, is it going to help me get where I am going? Is this action going to make me stronger or weaker? Is this action going to make me smarter or more skilled? Will this action move me toward the strategic long-term goals I am trying to achieve in my life? And do not lie to yourself.
Your stature cannot define you. You're not about 5'6", 6'4". You are more than that. You can perform bigger than that. It's all about what's within you. You have to realize that you cannot wait. The time is never going to be right. Here's the thing about opportunity. It disguises itself behind trials. You must go through it in order to become someone.
Now I understand it's hard, and I understand it's difficult, and I understand that it's fucking lonely. But here's also what I understand, that it's fucking worth it. Because there's not a better thing in the fucking world than going out, doing everything that everybody said you couldn't do, shouldn't do, wouldn't do. It's worth it. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never built anything. They've never been around winning. They've never won anything. These people are on a different path, and you cannot allow people that are on a different path than you to talk you out of going down the path that you are on, because the path that you are on is going to be a path that inspires people to be fucking great. People are going to see you win. They're going to see you struggle. They're going to see you build. They're going to see you overcome. And then they are going to say, holy shit, I can do that too, maybe.
But what happens is that we get in this world where it gets hard. And so the harder it is, the more you start to push back.
Don't wait. The time will never be perfect. But if you start where you stand, if you're willing to work with whatever tools you find in your hand, if you can take command of those, you can do more than what anyone could ever understand.
This is about living your fucking purpose. Your story is needed. Your story is important. Your story it's a necessity of the fabric of this entire country. Because without the story of your wins, there will be less people that win. And there will be more people that become mediocre. And this is an obligation that you have.
Don't rationalize. Don't negotiate. You have to tell yourself the truth.
You see, the very thing that's supposed to be your demise can be the thing that gives you your elevation. It's at that moment of elevation that you don't sit there and you celebrate, look, I made it. No, you realize that the reward was the journey. It's what it cost you to get you, because if someone simply gave it to you, it wouldn't have any value. But because you know it costs a great deal for you to be you, that's why you can't allow people to just walk into your frame, into your life, and not understand the value and the reason why they must show that respect to you, because it cost you. Greatness is in you. There is no way that you can let life pass and end up wondering why you ran out of time.
Make it a resolution of discipline to get better, smarter, faster, stronger, healthier, more productive, less agitated, to eat cleaner, live more, to go and do. Do all those things. But don't do them on New Year's Eve. Don't do them on New Year's Day. Do them now. That resolution of discipline to work and follow through and maintain your will, that'll result in the freedom that you're looking for. Yes, you heard it once again. Discipline equals freedom.
You are not a loser. You are a lesson learner. Every time you've been defeated, it was because you quit. Keep fighting. Victory is inside.
We lie to ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the way things really are. And when we do that, then we can't fix our problems. If we can't fix our problems, we're not going to improve. So we have to be truthful to ourselves. I have to be truthful to myself. You have to be truthful to yourself. You have to stop rationalizing, stop making excuses, stop telling yourself little watered down assessments of where you're really at. Tell yourself the truth so that you can get where you want to go. You can be who you want to be. You can be who you should be. Who you should be when you do what you know you should do.
The winners of the world, the people who consistently win, the people who consistently go forward and seem to, have the Midas touch when it comes to their own journey and their own success, these people understand very clearly how opportunities are created. They are not given. Whatever it is that you do, the key to becoming great and getting opportunities is going to be to use the situation that you are currently in to the best of your ability to build skills.
You will never execute the idea if you don't impress it upon the subconscious mind. There is this imaginary terror barrier, and you hit it and you bounce off it, and it's very real. You could get sick to your stomach. Worry, fear, and anxiety strike just like lightning, and you bounce off that terror barrier. Well, I may not have much on this job, but at least I know what I'm getting. Did you ever hear when your kid's better to be safe than sorry? That isn't true. That's not true at all. That's a lie. But people believe. Are we going to let the terror barrier stop us? Faith based on understanding is the key to freedom. I love the way Joseph Campbell put it. He said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek."
Why are most people living a life of average, of mediocrity, of just pathetic, boring lives? I'm going to tell you, it's because they compromise. They continuously compromise on their goals and dreams.
you begin to compromise the goals and dreams that you have. You begin to negotiate them away. And I often wonder to myself why you would do this. You only get one run at life, you know. There is no second run. There is no trial run. If you think this is a trial run, my second time around, I'm really gonna go all in, you're not. You're not. This is it. And so if you are here and you've got goals and dreams, why would you ever compromise?
When you implement discipline, true and unflinching and unmitigated discipline in your life, when you stop trying to find a sweatless solution, when you look for weaknesses to work on, when you allow no easy excuses, and all that starts when you stop lying to yourself. When you stop lying to yourself, that's when you can become who you know you should be. When you tell yourself the truth about where you are so you can make sure you are in the right place. And if you're not in the right place, then you can get yourself on the path to get there. The path of discipline, the path of hard work, and the path of truth.
It's possible for you to live your dream. It's necessary that you associate with winners, that you work your system, that you are relentless, that you never give up. It's you. You've got to take personal responsibility. You've got to make it your personal business to make it happen. And you've got to resolve within yourself that I can do this, that it's hard, but you've got to say, I'm the one. But you know it's going to be hard, but find out what will make it worth it for you.
How we make decisions. And the fact that we make decisions not based on what we know we need to do, not based on our goals, but based on how we feel right now. It's your feelings that make the decision for you. When you're an adult, you have to parent yourself. Here's the rub. You're never, ever, ever, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do in order to have what you want.
Second you leave your house, and the second you open your phone, the second you do any of that, you are now letting in poison in cancer. So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body. Like a person's going to war, you put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up and I'm giving myself all this armor so when I come out in the world, now look at that phone, I'm ready. I'm not waking up late, I'm not rushing around, I'm not disorganized, because I know I'm gonna get hit in the mouth. There's an art to getting hit in the mouth. That is why these things are important. You have to wake up and you have to give yourself belief.
Everybody's focused on what won't work, what can't happen. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to try and feel like they're not enough. So you got to stand guard of that mind by feeding your mind. If you want things to get better, you got to get better. If you want things to change, you got to change. But you got to do it deliberately and consciously.
Who the f says you have to be realistic like everybody else? Mediocre people don't want anything other than realistic. I am unrealistic in my expectations. I am relentless in the pursuit of my life's goals. I am rigid and I never compromise. And I'm asking you to do the same, because the worst thing you could have on your deathbed is regret.
And life, this life it's better than any movie there is. Movies are supposed to provoke emotion. They're supposed to make you feel something. But I have a better idea. Go out into the world and actually feel it. Take both sides. Feel all of it. That's what life is. Those feelings, those emotions, those highs and those lows. Those are life.
The alarm goes off. You have a choice. I can either sit there and continue to dream, or I can get up and chase down those dreams. Those of us who are willing to chase down your dreams know to put your feet on the floor and get going. That the longer I stay there in the comfort of my bed, I will let days go by that I cannot reclaim. While I'm full of strength, while I'm full of goals and aspirations, while I have the will to do it, if I slack off now, I'll lack off later. I will lack of everything that I wanted, of everything I dreamed of. You see, most people don't realize that your greatest success will come right behind your greatest failures. You will lay there and wallow and be discouraged and be depressed, and it's natural to be down. You will go through ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster, but you're not on a roller coaster. You're on a path.
It's really heavy when you start to look at your life, your health, family, your relationships, and you look at all those things that are messed up in all those areas. And when you say all those things, all those problems in my business, my life, my health, all those things are my fault, that's really a heavy weight to bear, but it's also extremely liberating, because if it's all your fault, you're the one that can fix it.
Anytime you're feeling upset of any sort is the result of the meaning you associate to an expectation. They're not afraid about tomorrow because of how they see themselves, because of what they feel that they deserve, because of what they feel that they can create for themselves. Because these people have decided, as they look at the future, as they look at themselves, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way. And when you have that kind of consciousness, when you have that kind of spirit, nothing can stop you.
Bro, there are those of you in this room, you're average, you have no business being average, but now you, look, I'm not even upset that you're average, but now you justified it. Like you come up with these great reasons of why you can't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And that you built for it. You still here. Despite everything that you went through, everything that you're going through, and everything you're gonna go through, you are still here. You are built for it. That struggle that's coming against you, you are built for it. Those people that turn your back on you, you are built for it. That person that walked out of your life, you are built for it. That job that's not appreciating you, you are built for it. The grind that you're going on trying to start your business, being an entrepreneur, and it's tough, you are built for it. And I want every one of you to know that, man. You got a strength inside of you that's greater than anything that comes against you, and you got to truly believe that. We got to stop running. We got to stop hiding. We got to stop folding when times get hard.
Of course, I get worn down. Of course, I get frustrated with stuff. Of course, things don't always go my way. But what do I do when those things happen? I keep going. Because worn down isn't beaten. And frustration is not gonna kill me. And the things that don't go my way, they just turn into targets that I'm going to attack harder. And when I do come up short, it's okay, because I just learned one more thing that's going to get me over the top.
Get there if you don't give up. This is why we have to have an idea or plan or purpose. And once it is placed in your mind, you got to put that thing in repetitious mode and be like, I got to do reps to get there. I've got to remind myself daily. I've got to lift daily. I've got to run another mile. I got to believe when no one else believes in me. I got to get up and go. And once I get my get up and go, everything that I wanted comes close.
You are built for it. Yes, sometimes seasons are favorable. But don't you ever forget this truth. You are highly favored.
The step you take towards your aspirations is how you arrive to the destination called success. You will arrive there, and then you'll look at it and say, if I knew it would be this easy. I would have started long ago.
What would your life be like as you look toward the future if you decided, I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me? What would your life be like? What would your future be like if you decided to want that which you desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, that you experience the fear, as the one book says, feel the fear and do it anyway? What would your life be like? And I'm saying to you that all of us who have been entombed by fear have the capacity to resurrect ourselves.
The truth is, if you start chasing down your goals, it will come to you. And then you'll realize what those of us who have made those positive steps have. I should have dreamed bigger.
Can't none stop you except the things you give permission to.
Don't be relaxed. Get up and go again. Take a deep breath. Catch that second wind. It is not about stopping at age 50. It's not stopping at 20. It's not stopping because it's your last senior game. You don't graduate from life. You elevate in life. If I'm done here at this level, then let me test myself in the pros. You see, you have to believe that the next level is available for you. If it ends athletically, take that competitive spirit into your business. You put that into your relationship. You put that into everything that you desire to be and everything you want, and it will come. That's why you wake up. That's why you chase down goals. And that's why you become legendary.
How do you know a dream is worth chasing? I actually would like to flip that, because I think a lot of people are waiting for a sign to know that a dream is worth chasing before they start doing it. And I think it actually comes after you start doing it.
Everest is obvious to climb because it's there, it's a mountain. Personal Everests, you can't see them, and that journey to the top of the mountain and back down again is fraught with hazards, and no one can see it but you. So letting people in to help, when you can't trust, you have to trust, and then, endeavoring to make the journey within yourself to do something, to achieve. There's going to be someone there who's got the right pair of ears at the right time, and might pass you on to the right person for you. And every case is different, So never give up on a dream.
You gotta know when to stay silent. Every move doesn't need to be announced. Every play doesn't need to be posted. Keep your head down and keep working hard. In due time, they'll see it.
When you make mistakes, they add up. They add up. One mistake compounds and leads to another, which leads to another, and they can lead you to a downward spiral of destruction. Here's the thing. You know what else adds up? The positive things. The good moves. The small sacrifices that you make to do things right. The adjustments needed to correct problems. The daily discipline required to get you where you want to get to. Those little positive things add up too. Here's the question, why don't we do them? Why don't we do them? Well, it's because, in most cases, it's because they add up slowly. They add up so slowly that you don't really notice the results.
I dare you to stop f***ing around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to you and your goal. Don't announce it to anybody else on Instagram. Don't tell anyone about it. Just disappear and do the work on yourself. And then reemerge in 6 months a completely different person.
Desire is the starting point of all change. The most important question that you have to ask yourself in life is, how badly do you want what you want? How badly
Do you want it? Or do you want it at all? If you want it so badly, if you want it with tremendous intensity of desire, there's really nothing in the world that can stop you from getting it.
Well, I get a lot of emails about how do I stay motivated, hungry, driven. Well, let me tell you something. Most days in life when I wake up, I'm not motivated, hungry, or driven. I commit to myself to be the best version of myself. What most of us are looking for is a special feeling of, oh, I feel great this morning. I'm gonna get out of bed and get a quick 5 miles in or go to the gym. If you're looking for that feeling, let me tell you one thing, it ain't gonna come. You have to learn to do when you don't want to do. Learn to bring that savage mentality on yourself. The animalistic motherfuckers. You think a savage gets about how he feels or how she feels? They just do it. Learn to be your best self when you're least motivated.
You have to build the discipline and the grit and the fortitude and the determination and the endurance and the confidence and the ability to execute when conditions aren't ideal to never quit. It's not that they don't know what to do, it's that they couldn't consistently do it when conditions weren't perfect. And conditions on the path to success will never be perfect. So you have to build yourself into someone who can execute whether it's great times or whether it's bad times.
One characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success. And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint.
One day in the gym is basically imperceivable. 2 days in the gym, you don't recognize any change whatsoever. 100 days in the gym, and you're almost a new person. When you do anything, it adds up. When you do nothing, it amounts to 0. So take the small steps every day. Do what you're supposed to do. And don't expect some incredible results in 1 day or 2 days or 10 days. Worthwhile things take 100 days. They take 500 days. Maybe they take 5,000 days. They take time. But it's little steps that add up.
All habits are learned and can be unlearned. Almost everything you do from the time you get up in the morning is habit. So start to think about yourself. What would be the best habits to have? When you go to sleep at night, think about your goals for the coming day. Make a list for each day of all the goals, the little goals you're going to accomplish that day.
The most important thing is probably keep betting on yourself and bet again and roll the dice and roll the dice. What happens as you get older is you realize that these opportunities were in front of you and you didn't jump for them. Life can be understood as a series of opportunities that are put before you and they're time limited.
You know perfectly well that if you put your mind to it and you make the proper sacrifices, there are things you can set straight. And that if you do that diligently, things actually improve. And so, because otherwise, if you didn't believe that, you wouldn't act at all. Like, well, maybe you just turn to completely catastrophic short-term impulsive pleasure, something like that. You have to believe that your action has some redemptive possibility, because why would you do it otherwise? And you might say, well, I kind of believe that. It's like, well, that's not good enough. You know, you kind of got to throw yourself all into it. And what's the cost anyways? You know, it's not like you're going to get out of this alive. So you're pretty much all in, whether you want to be or not.
The outcome isn't the prize. It's the process. The small, unglamorous steps. In the moments no one sees. You're not meant to have it all figured out. Because figuring it out is the work. Don't chase perfect. Chase progress. Let yourself stumble. Let yourself grow. And let go of the need for every move to be flawless. The magic happens when you stop waiting for the finish line to feel fulfilled. When you realize you're building something greater than the end result. You're building yourself.
A new year, a fresh page, an open door to possibility. Every year we tell ourselves, this is going to be it. This is going to be my year. But how many times have we said that, only to end up back in the same place, same habits, same excuses, same regrets? But this time can be different. This time it's not about making promises you don't keep or setting goals you'll forget by February. This time it's about one thing and one thing only, becoming the person you know you're capable of being. 2025 isn't just a number on the calendar, it's an opportunity. A line in the sand, a chance to step into the life you've been dreaming of, not next year, not someday, but now. And that life, it's not waiting for you. You have to go out and build it. But let me be clear, this isn't about wishing, hoping, or fantasizing about the year ahead. 2025 will not change your life just because the clock struck midnight. The change doesn't happen in the turning of a calendar. It happens in the turning of your mindset. It happens when you stop making excuses and start making moves. And here's the truth about change. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. It's not glamorous. Real change is gritty. It's waking up earlier than you want to. It's saying no to the things that waste your time and yes to the things that challenge you. It's putting in the work when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one's even paying attention. Because the life you want isn't built in the spotlight, it's built in the shadows. You want 2025 to be your year? Then stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the motivation to hit. Stop waiting for the stars to align. They won't. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The stars don't care. But you care. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. Because deep down, you know you're capable of more. But here's the catch. Wanting more isn't enough. You have to act. And not just once, not just when it's easy, but every single day. Because every decision you make, every action you take, shapes who you are becoming. 2025 isn't just about what you'll achieve, it's about who you'll become. It's about the version of yourself you're building, brick by brick, moment by moment. This is the year you stop letting fear hold you back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. Because here's the thing about fear. It's always going to be there. You don't overcome it by avoiding it. You overcome it by facing it, by stepping into it, by proving to yourself over and over again that you're stronger than the fear. 2025 is the year you take back your time. The year you stop wasting hours, days, weeks on things that don't matter. The year you start valuing every moment, every choice, every opportunity. Because time is the most precious thing you have. And once it's gone, it's gone. This is the year you stop saying, I'll start tomorrow, and start saying, I'll start now. And when the setbacks come, and they will, you won't give up. Because setbacks are part of the process. They're not a sign that you've failed, they're a sign that you're trying. And every time you get back up, every time you push forward, you're building something unshakable. You're proving to yourself that you don't just want this, you're willing to work for it. But let's be real, change isn't about some massive, dramatic overhaul. It's about the small things, the daily habits, the choices you make when no one's watching. 2025 isn't going to be your year because of some big moment. It's going to be your year because of the thousands of small moments where you chose to show up, to do the work, to be better. So here's the challenge. Don't just write a list of resolutions. Don't just set goals. Decide who you're going to be, because goals can be forgotten and resolutions can be broken. But when you decide who you are, when you commit to becoming that person, everything changes. You want to be someone who's disciplined? Then start acting like it. You want to be someone who's confident? Then start building that confidence step by step. You want to be someone who's successful? Then start defining what success looks like for you. And go after it like your life depends on it. Because it does. 2025 is your canvas. And what you paint on it is entirely up to you. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy. But it doesn't have to be. What it does have to be is intentional. Every day, every choice, every moment, you decide what this year is going to mean. And when December rolls around again, when you look back on the year that's passed, you'll see one of two things: either a year of excuses, of wasted time, of opportunities missed, or a year of growth, of progress, of becoming. The choice is yours. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop looking for a sign. This is your sign. This is your moment. This is your year.
Sharpen your sword. And by that, I mean your body, your mind, your spirit, and then go out there into the world and slay those dragons.
The distress that we carry with us about things that happen externally to us during our development, during our youth, during our moments of vulnerability. We have to be willing to let go of it so that we can grow through it. We have to be willing to let go so that we can become.
But a lot of us, what we do is we live our life on repeat. We spend time, right, living our life on repeat. We spend time in the same mess. We spend time in the same situation. We spend time in the same stress, and we spend our life like that, right? We want change. We want to do better. We want all these things, but we're continuing to spend time on things that move us further away from it.
Evil does exist. And it's out there. It's a mob. It is a frenzy. It is pent-up frustration and anger. It is jealousy, and it is envy, and it is resentment, and it is out there. And it is also in all of us. And it is up to all of us to fight it.
You can only have two things in life: reasons or results. Notice, reasons don't count. Folks will always point out reasons on why they're not living their dream, on why they're not manifesting their greatness. They will always be able to point those things out, but none of those things count. The only thing that counts are results. And results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. They tell it all. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears, not the ones that it might talk about, not the ones that it might wish for, or think about, or affirm about, but the fruit that it actually bears.
Because the truth is, and most people don't want to hear this, but it's the truth, ain't nothing gonna change until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Ain't nothing gonna change until you say, you know what? I'm not repeating this another day in my life. I'm not gonna be the same person I was yesterday.
Life is not perfect, and it isn't going to be easy, but it is all you've got. So make it a good run. And make sure you enjoy the jam. And you do that by getting out there every day and getting after it.
I don't think that as a participant in life, you cannot be committed. You either committed to mediocrity or you committed to greatness. You're either committed to being productive or you're committed to being non-productive. You're committed to being happy or you're committed to being unhappy. See, whatever you're doing, however you spend your time, that tells you who you are.
Have to be willing to let go of the thing that wants to hold you prisoner. Most of us have stayed in the jail cell of a mental prison long beyond the years of our sentencing. Because our thing is, we have only known pain, and we have feared the pleasure will never be something you can possess. But your fear must come in conflict with your faith. Your faith is that you can become more because you have deserved that, and that the thing that came against you is not greater than the thing that is inside.
Don't give up. Don't let the world get you down. When it does get you down, get up and write what you want out of your life and don't fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? You get up every fucking day, you look in the mirror, and you tell that mirror, I'm a bad motherfucker.
How to turn nothing into something. First, to turn nothing into something, you start with ideas and imagination.
Things change, things happen, people get sick, people get hurt, we lose our jobs, we lose our loved ones. Anything and everything can change in one day, and when it does, don't get caught back on your heels. Instead, go forward, go on the attack, and continue to fight.
I'm gonna take ownership over my freaking life, and I'm gonna stop living like that. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of us, we living like we got time, man. You don't have time. Stop living like that. You don't have time. You can't stop time. The sun is gonna keep rising. It's gonna keep rising. The moon's gonna keep coming up. It's gonna keep rising over and over and over again.
I realize that the things that you experience in life are making you bigger and better and stronger and faster and wiser. So you become something by dealing with the thing that tried to destroy you. It is not about holding on. It's about letting go so that you can grow.
It's an interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, that when we put ourselves in a situation where we say we're going to do it, it puts you in another zone where the universe responds to you. When you have that kind of consciousness, see, the universe responds to the man or woman that refuses to be denied, because that is your commitment.
It isn't gonna knock on your door. You have to kick that door in. You have to make things happen. You have to initiate action. And you do that by going out there every day and getting after it.
Every night when we go to sleep, right before bed, most of us set our alarm for the next morning. In other words, we're making a promise to ourselves that I'm gonna wake up at a certain time. I don't hit the snooze button. I believe that one action helps me build a greater amount of confidence and reputation with myself, because immediately I kept the promise to myself. And now I stacked a W, a win instead of an L.
He said, I want what all other men want. He said, I guarantee you, when I line up and they line up, I want what all other men want. You want what all other men want. The same way you want the victory, they want the victory. I want what all other men want. He said, but when the pressure hits, when the opposition hits, when the challenge hits, when the pain creeps in, when the uncertainty creeps in, when the cuts, when the scars, when the bruises come, I want what all other men want. He said, but when the opposition and adversity shows up, I just wanted a little bit more than they wanted. And so that's how I conquer, and that's how nobody has ever beaten me yet.
Five easy steps, 10 steps to greatness, 8 steps to this. And those steps for success, they're infinite. They are infinite. You cannot count them. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. Those steps are constantly shifting. You don't know if they're there. Sometimes you have to trust that the next step is going to be there when you can't even see it. And sometimes when you step on that step, you go right into quicksand. But you got to be able to pull yourself back out of it again. So everybody's looking for these steps, and there are no steps. Those steps never end. And you just can't climb steps.
Once you stop giving it, once you stop showing up for them, once you decide not to be used no more, once you decide to choose you, you're gonna see how they really feel about you. You're gonna see who really loves you for you, because most people, once you choose you, their love disappears. Some of you at a job that only loves you for what you bring to the job. As soon as you ask for a raise, as soon as you ask for a day off, you're replaced. And the thing that I want to tell you, this is so many of us, we hide our true selves from the world because we're so afraid to be judged. We're so afraid that people will walk out of their life. We're so afraid to lose this and lose that. I'm going to tell you something. I want you to hear me clear. When you don't be who you are, when you don't truly be yourself and who you are, you know what happens in your life? You attract the wrong things in your life.
To motivate actually means to provide a motive, a reason why. So to motivate someone is to explain to them why they're doing what they're doing, how it will help them, where it'll take them, why they should continue to work and to struggle and to fight. And when you need motivation yourself, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing.
I'm here to challenge you. If you have this take it easy mentality, can you consider being a little harder on yourself? Can you stop letting yourself off the hook? I know it's easy to let yourself off the hook, to make an excuse. Your winning routine has a pattern. Each time you repeat that pattern, it becomes a discipline. And if you break that discipline, you're more likely to lose. So I'm asking you, what if you tossed and turned all night, but you still got up anyway? What if you didn't sleep well, but you still got up anyway? What if you were harder on yourself? What if you set higher expectations for yourself? What if you raised the standards for yourself? And then what if you could stop surrounding yourself with people who subscribe to the take it easy mentality?
Mano a mano. If you ain't got more heart than me, if you ain't been working harder than me, if you ain't sacrificed more than me, I'm gonna destroy you. And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care if you say we outnumbered. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. Every man must search his own soul. Like, you don't judge a person by where they stand in times of comfort and convenience. You judge them by where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. And if you ain't work, like when you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. That's why cats can give up so easy. They ain't got nothing invested. They ain't worked for it. They ain't sacrificed for it. Every time it get tough, they go blow weed. They ain't working for it, right? They ain't got nothing sacrificed into it. But when a cat work for something, like when a cat been sacrificed for something, well, you're gonna have a cold day in hell before you take it from them.
Like, we all know what the right thing is, but it's easy to adopt the take it easy mindset and then succumb to balance. But there's no one that I know that takes it easy or has balance and lives a lifestyle of freedom. There just simply isn't. Everyone that I know sets themselves up for higher expectations.
Dark side is something that's in everybody, but it's a situation that you have to control the dark side. If it controls you, that's when things start to go real bad. That's when you have a tendency to go to what I call the other side. But if you harness the fuel that's from that dark side, whether it's anger, whether it's fear, and turn that into positive fuel, it'll help you really succeed at whatever you're trying to do.
Never forget the people that played a part in you getting in this position. Never forget what you're made out of. But on the road to success, on the road to accomplishment, on the road to evolving and development, if the game or break goes against you in light, the only favor I ask of you, because in light, people don't burn out, people don't quit, and people don't underachieve because of what they do. People burn out, people quit, and people underachieve because life makes them forget why they do it. And so the only favor I ask of you, if the game or break of light go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam.
Who determines when it's up for you?
When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves.
And look, I'll be the first one to tell you, there were a lot of days where I did not want to get out of bed. And I guarantee you, if I ask the question here, if everybody is excited to get out of bed every single day, if I saw a hand, I'm going to blatantly call you a liar. But if you have those little small goals, those little small things that get you excited when you don't want to, it's going to make it even better and even easier at the end. It's going to make it so much easier. And I think if you look at the greats in anything that, in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
You don't seem to understand. Your success is not a matter of chance. It is not a matter of if you are skilled enough, or strong enough, or even brave enough. Let me ask you a question. Where exactly do you think this vision you have for your future comes from? And not only that, but the desire to go and pursue this vision. Do you truly think that something so pure could just stumble its way into existence? I don't think you do. In fact, I know that you feel otherwise. This relationship that you have with this vision for a better you, a better life that fulfills you, is intimate. That raw feeling, nothing so pure could ever be a total accident.
Every single morning when you wake up, you repeat to yourself, and every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You have to consciously reprogram your subconscious mind to decode and deconstruct the self-limiting beliefs, the self-doubts, the ideas and the opinions of other people that have negatively impacted you and have held you down your whole life.
If not you, then who, bro? I'll tell you what your problem is, bro. You don't think highly enough of yourself. You don't really believe you're capable to do it. Well, there's a million other motherfuckers that wish they could have your spot, and yet you're taking yours for granted. I'll ask you again. If not you, then who? Nobody, bro. Nobody. Take care.
Every single great thing that's ever been created in the history of the world was created by a human being. And guess what you are? You are a human being, just like them. You have access to more information, to more skill set, to faster learning than anybody who has ever existed before you in the history of Earth. So what is it about you that makes you incapable compared to everybody else? And I'm gonna give you the answer. The answer is nothing. The answer is the belief in your ability to achieve and become things that nobody you have ever seen in your own universe has done. And that is our limiting belief.
But the only way for you to continue to evolve and to really step into everything that is meant for you, you have to be willing to embrace the discomfort of something new. You have to. You have to be willing to embrace the discomfort of leaving what's known. But understand that
those feelings and those emotions aren't because you can't do it. It's because you're stepping into something that is not the norm, and that is going to bring you feelings of discomfort. That's going to bring you sometimes frustration and a lack of clarity, right? And sometimes feelings of anxiety, like, I don't know. Trust it. All those emotions are just signs that you're stepping out of your comfort zone into something new that isn't known, and that is very uncomfortable. But it's a part of the process. It's a part of shifting into a more aligned, authentic version of yourself.
The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. It is incapable. Can't tell the human brain not to do something, right? And so what happens is we very often reinforce things when we put things in the negative, right? I can't get apart. I can't do this. Versus, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this, right? It's the same thing for you. If you focus on the obstacles, all you will see is obstacles. If you focus on the path through the trees, all you will see is path through the trees. It's your choice how you choose to perceive your own career. It's literally perspective.
If you give your all every day, your gifts will make room for you. And it's like having a knowingness that things are going to be fine. And then there's the next level, which is you start to know who you are, and you're not trying to prove it to yourself or other people. It's the difference between what I would call push motivation and pull. Push is, I'm going to make this happen. And it takes tremendous willpower. And I know you have plenty of willpower, I do as well. But there's a limit to willpower, but there's no limit to pull. Pull is when there's something magnificent that you want to serve, something that you got an obsession for. You don't lose that energy, you don't lose those components, and you're able to laugh and enjoy along the way.
The fear is never reaching your potential. That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man and you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Life has a way of pulling you in every direction. We're told to fight, to push, to hustle for control over every detail, as if that's the only way to create the life we want. We cling to plans, to expectations, to the idea that if we just hold on tight enough, everything will go our way. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work like that. No matter how much you plan, no matter how hard you fight, there will always be things you can't control. And the more you resist, the harder life pushes back. What if, instead of fighting against life, you surrendered to it? Not in defeat, not in apathy, but in trust. Trust that even when things don't go the way you imagined, they can still go the way they're meant to. When you stop resisting, when you let go of the illusion of control, you find something unexpected. You find peace. You find clarity. You find freedom.
The illusion of control. We're taught to believe that control equals safety, that if we just plan hard enough, prepare long enough, and hold on tight enough, we can avoid pain, failure, uncertainty. But control is a myth. You can't control how other people act. You can't control what the world throws at you. You can't control the unexpected twists and turns that life will inevitably bring. What you can control is how you respond, your mindset, your actions, your ability to adapt. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free yourself from the anxiety, the frustration, the constant battle against reality. You shift your focus to what really matters, your growth, your resilience, your ability to create meaning no matter the circumstances.
What does surrender really mean? Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you stop trying, stop caring, or stop putting in the effort. Surrender means releasing your grip on what you can't control. It means letting go of the need for life to look a certain way, and trusting that even if it doesn't, you'll still be okay.
It's about flowing with life instead of fighting against it. About understanding that the storm you're in isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to shape you. And when you stop resisting, you give yourself the chance to grow.
Resistance is exhausting. It's the mental battle we fight every time life doesn't go the way we planned. It's the frustration, the anger, the endless cycle of, why is this happening to me? Letting go of resistance doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop wasting energy on things you can't change. It means accepting what is, so you can focus on what you can do next. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that's keeping me stuck? What would happen if I let it go? One of the hardest things to do is to fully accept where you are right now, especially if it's not where you want to be. But acceptance isn't about settling. It's about recognizing the reality of your situation so you can move forward with clarity and purpose. When you accept the present moment, you stop fighting against reality. You stop wishing things were different and start working with what you have. And in that acceptance, you find the freedom to take meaningful action.
Surrender isn't about passivity. It's about focusing your energy where it matters. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to grow, to adapt, to create something beautiful out of the chaos. Instead of wasting energy on what's out of your hands, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do right now to move forward? Even the smallest step can create momentum. Life doesn't always make sense in the moment. Sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes it feels chaotic. But when you look back, you realize that the things that felt like detours were actually leading you to where you were meant to be. Trusting the process doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean everything will go smoothly. It means believing that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to grow, to learn, to create meaning from it. It means trusting yourself, your strength, your resilience, your ability to adapt.
When you stop trying to control everything, you find peace. Not because life gets easier, but because you're no longer wasting energy on battles you can't win. Letting go is freeing. It allows you to stop carrying the weight of things you were never meant to live fully in the moment. Here's the paradox. The moment you let go of control, you gain it. Not control over life, but control over yourself. Control over your mindset, your emotions, your ability to move forward no matter what. Surrender doesn't mean giving up your power. It means taking it back. It means choosing to live fully, even in the face of uncertainty. It means finding freedom, not in controlling life, but in trusting it. The tighter you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers. But when you let go, when you stop fighting, stop resisting, stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you give yourself the chance to truly live. You find freedom in surrender. So, take a deep breath. Release the weight you've been carrying. Trust yourself. Trust the process. And watch as the world opens up in ways you never imagined. Let go and live.